Hey guys, it's Monday. I was just listing out what I have for the shop update because I'm trying to decide, sort of last minute, whether or not I'm doing the tote bags for the shop update or the next. And I kind of want to go with this shop update, but I just need to press some of my existing transfers to make sure the size is extra okay with my pressing pillow. Like it should be based on my measurements of the pressing pillow, but I just want to double check before I order more, because if I did order more DTF transfers and tote bag blanks, I would have them in time for the shop update, even if that meant pressing some of them after the shop update has already started. So I'm gonna go ahead with that because I wrote out everything I do have, and I feel like it's not that much for this shop update. It's mostly a Luna Moth shop update, but I've already done the Luna Moth sweatshirts in the past and I have restocked them. They've been back in stock for a little while, but I guess if someone was waiting for the rest of the Luna Moth items, then maybe they'd be interested in that. But that's not a new item, and the Luna Moth sketchbooks won't be here till later in the year because I ordered them in January. So they're not part of the shop update either. So I'm like, well, what do we have? So for enamel pins, there's strawberry and Luna Moth. For stickers, there's the Luna Moth 2-piece set and then the tulip wreath. For washi, there's Luna Moth and tulip garland, which is the same as tulip wreath, but flattened out like a garland. And there's 4 sticky notes: Luna Moth, tulip wreath, strawberry, sunset clouds. And then for notepads, there's Luna Moth, and for planner pad, Luna Moth. So it's not that bad when you think about it, but it is only 6 product types that are dropping. So I think I would like to do the totes as well, just so there's a little extra something. I guess there's also the bundles, but that's just the same products combined in a different way. I should write that down though. Okay. Feels like I'm missing something on that list, but I don't think I am. It's just because I've been working on multiple shop updates at the same time, overlapping each other, that it feels like there's supposed to be more, because I have been working on other products, but they're not dropping for the shop update. They're for later. So yeah, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is hop on TikTok live and pack some orders. I have 10 to do, and then I want to start stitching out a test for the embroidery, because I showed some embroidery t-shirt designs in the last vlog, and I want to actually try stitching them out to make sure they're good and see if I have to make any tweaks to the digitizing. And also press some totes, see how that goes, and then place the orders for more tote stuff. And ideally I would also quality check more pins. I have 200 Luna Moth pins to get through, so I want to at least quality check them so I can get Christian to pin them on their backing cards tomorrow. I have these B grades sitting out that I have to finish up. They really just need to be sleeved and then taped. So ideally I'd get to that pin stuff today. We'll see. If it's the first thing I do tomorrow, that's fine too, but I eventually want to get this table cleared off so I can start on product photography soon, because ideally I would do that tomorrow or possibly Thursday. I could stream it on Wednesday. I don't know how well that would go to do the product photography live. No access to TikTok live. Due to repeated violations of the community guidelines, you're required to apply for access to go live with Live Studio at a later time. Okay, whatever that means. Like, what's my violation? I mean, I may have said a couple bad words in my last live stream. Like I said, HE double hockey sticks. Oh. Alright, I'm just gonna go live from the phone. Okay, the live just ended. It lasted for just under an hour, and I had a panic moment because someone ordered a sandstone crew neck and I couldn't find it in my inventory. And I was gonna get Christian to come look for me, and so I went up the stairs and was calling for him, but then I could smell the bathroom cleaner. I was like, oh, he's in the middle of cleaning the bathrooms, like whatever. I'll just order another one of these sweatshirts, because if I get it from S&S instead of my usual place, I can get it quicker. And so I checked and I can get it by tomorrow. So I ordered it, but then I found the missing sweatshirts. I have some of the sandstone hoodies under the stairs in bins, and I forgot about that. So luckily I found it and could get the order out, even though order pickup's not till tomorrow. Today's a holiday. But I couldn't find it and ordered another one. Also, an order just came in at the end of my live stream. I haven't even shut down my packing station yet, so let's pack it. Large crew neck with the sleeves. Pink straw for Kennedy. Nearly all the orders I packed today were sweatshirt orders, which is the complete opposite from the week before, where there was like maybe one sweatshirt order. So that's nice. Although I'm sure a lot of the Luna Moth sweatshirts will move during the Luna Moth update. Because I'm sure some people are waiting for an actual shop update to order something, because the Luna Moth sweatshirts have been back in stock for a few weeks, but there haven't been any new other items dropping. Until now, next week, woohoo. Which is Tuesday, April 9th at noon, Mountain Daylight Time. Okay, heat press is warming up. Got the totes, the transfers I've already cut up. Okay, I don't need to do them all, I just need a handful. Or at least like two of each maybe. Wasn't I gonna maybe do another tote color? I kind of forgot about that. The other tote style. So I need to set up different transfer sizes for that one. And the sample might be upstairs. I don't remember where I put it. You'd think I would hang it under the stairs with my other tote samples. But no, that would just make too much sense, wouldn't it? Gosh, this pocket's all crinkly. There's like little white dots on these. They come off, but makes it look less clean. So this side is the side that's cleaner and doesn't have the gusset folded towards it. But I feel like this should be the front of the bag, even though it has that. Because the pocket is on the opposite side. Like I felt like if you were wearing this, it makes sense to have the pocket on the side that's closest to you. Or does it not? Wait. It's not quite preheated yet, but I'm just giving this a little pre-press to get the wrinkles out. Okay, now I'm curious what my process is going to be like when bulk doing these. Obviously, I'm just doing a few here, so first things first, put this on, but not too close to the zipper because I'm having the zipper hang out. Then we'll do a press. I'm hoping enough of that straw is under the iron. I don't have enough counter space right now. So now I can go back to the first one and peel it. I should cut a small piece of parchment for this. I'll just use what I have. Ta-da! Pocket done. See, this crease is gonna be real hard to get out. Whereas this side, there's barely a crease because they folded the gusset the other way. So they probably intend for this to be the front of the bag. Yeah, I think I just gotta go with this. This is what's gonna look nicer. And I'm sure I'm reading too much into the whole which side the inner pocket is on. Now, I don't know if I should just freehand place this or have it positioned ahead of time and then taped down. The tricky part is gonna be making sure the pressing pillow is in the right spot. Forgot about this guy. Hey, they did fold this one the other way. Oh my god. Which is good, because like, if I flop this forward, the edge it touches is what I want it to be the front side. But this one I did the other way, because I just assumed that's how they fold them, since that's how the other one was done too. I mean, I could just go based off the way the bag was folded and ignore which side the pouch is on. Some bags have the pouch on one side, some on the other. That could be a way to do it. So, there it is. I like the amount of bag it covers, but this one has the inner pouch on the same side as the front design. Now knowing that they're not consistently folded one way, this is bothering me. Oh god, I gotta decide. Cause yeah, there's more crease on the side where they folded the gusset up. Okay, I pulled more bags out to look, And all the ones I pulled out were done the same way as this, where the pocket is on the same side as the cleaner side with the gusset fold going the other way. So this seems like it's going to be the more common way, but I think I'm just always going to press on the cleaner side of the bag regardless of what side the pocket is on, so they're not necessarily all going to be identical. You may get one with the pocket on the art side, or the pocket might be on the non-art side, because this just looks so much better. It's really hard to get the crease out. I was just experimenting some different ways of ironing it, but it's just going to be too much. The crease is just too pronounced, I think, so the crease is always going to go to the back, regardless of what side the pocket is on. But isn't that so cute? And with the pocket. I thought you loved me. Ooh, I honestly thought that you loved me. So why would you make me go to stupid parties with your homies? When you know I'm way too shy to function right. When you know I'll probably mess up your night, baby. Ooh, I really need for you to save me. 'Cause right now, everybody's dancing, going crazy, kinda rap along with Jay-Z, but I'm feeling kinda spacey, I just wanna head home. I don't wanna talk to anybody, I don't wanna know your hobby, so I'll wait down in the lobby, then head home. And I know you wanted me to meet your friends, but I'm so tired of trying to play pretend. Everybody's dancing, going crazy, kinda rap along with Jay-Z, but I'm feeling kinda spacey, I just wanna head home. Luna Moth is looking good, but this one had a problem. I don't know if it just wasn't cool enough when I peeled it, but the tip of the star did not stick. It kind of wrinkled. So that would be a B grade, but I'm loving the pouch, loving all of that. This one turned out good. With the strawberry, we had one with an issue also. Just the edge here kind of crinkled. Like it didn't stick down all the way, and so when I peeled it off, it kind of curled under itself, and it's a little wrinkly now. Wait a minute, maybe this is also B grade. The placement is really weird. Maybe a little too low, but also it wasn't centered side to side. I think it's really hard to tell when you're placing it on there. I really need to position them flat on a surface and tape it in place. Because seeing it at an angle, it might feel centered when it's actually not. Okay, there they are packed up. I just used the same sleeves we used for the sweatshirt, so it's got a lot of overlap. I don't know if I'll order smaller ones for this or just use the same ones we used for shirts. But yeah, 3 B grades out of 4. But I'm learning. I took a break to get some food, and it's now time to do the embroidery tests. So I have a terracotta colored shirt. My actual shipment of shirts hasn't come in yet. It should be here on the 3rd, I think, so in 2 days. So I'll just use my own personal shirt for the tests. I have one terracotta, one purple, and if I had to sacrifice one, I would sacrifice the purple because I like this color more, but this is one of the colors for the actual shirts. The bunny shirt will be on terracotta, so I will get a replacement terracotta in the mail, you know what I mean? Plus I probably would want a bunny one anyway. I wouldn't want a plain terracotta. Probably don't really need to use this thing right now, but I'm gonna, because I'm gonna be stitching on the same shirt multiple times, so the exact placement of the stitching doesn't really matter. Kiki, get down. Oh my god, Kiki just jumped up here from the table. What are you doing? Well. Ah. Ah. Okay. Okay, now I can use this as my guide for where to put this. There are no holes in that spot. Cool, cool. It's like right between two. Well, I guess that means I have to move the top piece because the top piece is not actually in any holes. It's just wrapped around the back. So the top can technically go anywhere. So maybe let's go down a bit till we see some holes. Screw this in. Oh, I'll have to cut some stabilizer for this size too. Oh! I have some scraps lying around from other projects, but they might be too small. Yeah. I mean, if I floated the stabilizer, it would be fine because it's only going to be stitching up here. But I feel like it's much stronger if you don't float the stabilizer. Yo, they're a bit wide, but they'll do the trick. Okay, who cares if this is perfectly centered because this is going to get multiple designs put on it. It's not going to be just the bunnies, the duckies are going to go on here too. Since I don't currently have the colors I need for this project, I'm going to have to pick some random ones. This is the color sequence. It's the order of the stitches. So it's going to do pink, white, light brown, then back to pink, then dark brown, then back to white. So for pink, I'm just going to pick the pink we have. It's actually going to be a peachy color, but we'll just pick that pink. The white is actually the exact same color. Let's select that. Then for light brown, I'm going to go with this color because we have a lot of it. Then back to pink. Then a dark brown. I guess let's go with the dark green. And then back to white. Okay. So it's gonna look like that. Here's a tracing. There's a little red laser dot tracing the boundaries of the design. Okay. Well, we definitely have some issues here. The machine did miss a couple trims between the whites of the eyes here and then this one here, but that could be cut off. The problem is, look how lopsided the bunny's faces are. Also on all the ears, there's not enough overlap between the pink area and the outer edge, so I'll have to fix that. The eyes are not looking symmetrical either. I almost wonder if I should have the stroke direction going the same way for both, because like one of them's cutting across the base layer and one's going in the same direction as the base layer. I almost wonder if I should try a horizontal fill instead of the base fill being diagonal. Usually diagonal is nice because it's cutting across the direction of the knit, but maybe that's what's making it lopsided in this case. Oh, poor baby's crying because she was evicted. Wait a minute, this is why it didn't trim. It was programmed to not trim there. Why? That's a significant gap. I know if it's a small gap, it won't. That's a significant enough gap that it should trim. Okay, attempt number 2 is a lot better, but the bunny faces are still squished, so I think I might need some more pull compensation so that it goes wider. Also, I did have the needle come unthreaded 4 times. There weren't any unthreadings the first attempt, and it was all on the dark green and on the the whites of the eyes, because those are the smallest areas. That's where it's most likely to happen. But there was another thread drag over here, so I think that's programmed, the one on the cheek, because this one is also programmed to happen. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to force the trim in Wilcom or in Melco Design Studio, because Melco Design Studio shows that there's trims between each shape, but the shapes aren't displayed the same way because it just doesn't read the embroidery file the same way. That pink one doesn't even make sense because it's like it goes from this cheek, then trims and goes over here, so I don't even understand how that long piece gets there. There's also some puckering up here, and I don't know if that's something I can even fix because a t-shirt's not as thick as a sweater. It can't handle embroidery quite as well, so is that just a necessary evil? I don't know. Okay, we're getting there. Attempt number 3 is a wider face. I increased the pull compensation not just on the base face, but like on all the facial features too. Although the eye patch is still a little too oblong, I could widen that out. And it's still jumping, and I watched it this time. It's not jumping the dark thread between the nose and the dark part of the eye. It does the eyeball, and then it stitches the mouth area, and then it jumps to where it's going to do the white stitching. And it does the same thing over on the pink cheek, and I don't know why it's doing that. I even set it to trim after each shape, and it's still jumping, and I don't know why it's doing that. And it's only supposed to jump if there's a 2mm gap. But this is looking a lot better. I also did an extra piece of stabilizer, so there's 2 pieces like what I do with the sweatshirts, and that helped with the puckering a lot. Now, as much as I would love to do more tests right now, I need to get cracking on the DTF stuff, because if I'm doing these totes, I have to order the stuff for them right now. So I'm going to go find that 2-tone tote, do some measurements, build a gang sheet for it, and then order more transfers for the black totes and some transfers for the 2-tone totes. 2-tone totes. 2-tone tote, 2-tone, 2-tone tote. It is 9:40 at night. I'm stepping away. I haven't even had supper yet. But I really wanted those ordered tonight. I was playing around with the layout and printing off different size things to lay on my tote sample. Also, it turns out the green bags are a lot more expensive than the red ones. Ugh. I'm getting them anyway, and I'm going to price them the same. I'm just going to average. But this is what I'm going to do here, which is the same as the other bag, but smaller. I was originally going to do maybe something more simple on this side and then something similar to this on the back side, but I'm like, does the back side really matter? Not really. So we're going more detailed on the front. Same with Luna Moth. And then the little name tag will go on the back. I didn't print out a strawberry one, but it's kind of similar, but it's green text, and then there's a flower on either end of it. And so that will go on the bottom of the back side because I do want the branding somewhere. And then front piece, which fits the pocket. So that's what we're doing. The Luna Moth one will have green accent. Strawberry will have the red accent. And that is ordered. I didn't order quite as many as I was planning, so I was like, oh, what if I do like 100 of each tote? But they're sold in bundles of 72 for this type and then bundles of 60 for this type. And I already have 2 bundles of 60 purchased, so I'm getting 1 more. That'll get us 90 of each design. And then for these 2-tone ones, there'll be 72 of each design, which might be a little low, but I can always order more if they sell fast. I also made a gang sheet for my Baylee J logo for t-shirts, because even the embroidered t-shirts are going to have a DTF logo, I think, which is going to be on the inside of the neck area. And I also filled the blank space on my old gang sheets, like the ones I've already ordered some of. I filled in the blank space in the middle with more of the Baylee J t-shirt logo, and it's all done. I'm gonna go warm up my leftover turkey pot pie from yesterday and then eat it and go to bed. And it's now Tuesday. I'm just sleeving up these remaining enamel pins. These are all B grades. And then I can grade the remaining 4 bags to give them to Christian to pin and sleeve for me. Is this V label necessary? No. But it just leaves no room for questioning, I guess. I just did a bunch of admin stuff, like payroll, some email things. Had to get some info to a travel agent for an upcoming friend's wedding. I mean, it's not for a long time, but it's still upcoming at some point in the future. Another destination wedding. Okay, that bag might have been my best one yet. I had only 4 B grades in there, which are right here, but also a C grade, which might be my first C grade in a very long time. I mean, it's borderline B grade, but like if I fill in the white with some Posca, then maybe I can make it a B grade. But it's got 2 pretty big problems that would instantly make it a B grade, and one is a bunch of blue up here. I'm not sure if that will show on camera, but the purple area has a bunch of blue in there, and it's a big blue patch too. And then on this tail, there's a whole bunch of white just missing. So I might just put a bit of Posca in there, see what it looks like. I would never do this and then upgrade to an A grade. It would stay B grade no matter what. But here we're trying to hopefully upgrade from C to B, because I don't even sell C grades anymore. That looks pretty darn good. And if I really wanted to seal it, I could probably put like the top coat of my gel polish on there and cure it. But that looks pretty good as is. So that's going in the B pile. And the record's just been broken. This bag had only 3 B grades. Whoa. Okay, I'm done grading them all. I have these B grades to pin still, but I gave Christian all the backing cards and the Luna Moth tape, so I'm just gonna wait till he's done and then I can do these. Oh, I don't know if he'd finish them today, so yeah, I'll just set this aside for now. Okay, I just checked off grade enamel pins, even though there's a little bit of pin work left and Christian's still working on his stuff. I think tomorrow's stream will in fact be the product photography. Social media posts would be last because I need my edited photos. We're working on testing digitized designs. I did make some final tweaks to my files, so I should get that stitching out actually. And what I should do today also is figure out if I need to order more of the 7.25 inch hoops or just a different size. If there's a small one that works really well for t-shirts, I might grab those. But I have 2 of each hoop because we had 1 machine, but now that we have 2 machines, I need 4 of each hoop. So I would need 2 more of these 7.25 inch hoops if I'm going with that, or if I'm going to go with a smaller one, I would have to order 4. I'm just going to see what's available for sizes and then decide, because I want like a small rectangle ideally for the t-shirt chests instead of the square, because I'm only stitching out at the top of the hoop. So I'll look around. And the boxes are the other thing I want to do today, because I just want to see if I still have 2-inch depth rectangles, because I couldn't find them the other day, but they might just be in the garage or something. I'm just going to look again, because if I need some, I'm going to order some more of those plus the 3-inch depth rectangles. So maybe I'll get the embroidery machine running and then go take a look at the boxes. Okay, I did find more of the 2-inch depth rectangle boxes in the garage, so I'm not going to order more. I don't know if I have enough because I have 1 stack of them, but it's really hard to predict what sizes are going to be needed for what shop updates, because you don't know what product combinations are going to be the most popular. Because I could see the 2-inch being popular because the Luna Moth bundle has a planner pad, so that automatically means big rectangle. And if someone gets a tote, it might fit in the shallowest box, but depending how much other stuff they get, it might not. So I'm just hoping it's enough. I don't want to order too much. I'm trying to not overstock with boxes all the time, but it's also not really worth the shipping to order small quantities. So I did end up making a small order anyway, but I added some other stuff. So I got just the 3-inch depth rectangles, which I have none of, but just 1 stack of them. And then I got 300 poly mailers in a new size, a smaller size, because t-shirts will need the smaller size and the totes. And then I'm looking at hoops for the embroidery machine and I'm torn. So I went over to the embroidery software on the other computer and loaded my designs in to see what would fit, because I'm looking at a 4x6 inch hoop. But if the hoop is 6 inches wide, that means your design can't be more than like 5, or even maybe it's a bit less than that. That's why I loaded up the machine to see if my designs would fit in the stitching area of this hoop. And the bunnies fit perfectly, but that means the ducky design is too wide, and there's nothing else that really has the right width and height I need. I would really just have to go with my 7.25 inch square, which I have, but it's just got so much wasted vertical space, and it would stabilize the material a lot better if it's a smaller hoop, right? So the ducky is gonna need the hoops I have currently, but now I'm like, do I buy 2 more of those, or do I get 2 of these small ones? Because I could see future designs working well with this 4x6 inch hoop as well. Because I could get just 2 of them for now, and then one machine could be running the ducky design while the other machine runs the bunny design. That way I can get away with 2 of each hoop instead of 4 of each hoop. So I think I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to get 2 of these 4x6 hoops. I just realized a problem with the whole using 2 different hoops thing is this hooping station. like it's set for a certain size. And so if he's jumping back and forth between two hoop sizes, thank you, Samantha. I'm gonna go try that right now, actually, even though I just shut down the computer in the embroidery room. Okay, that fix in that video did not work. Something just isn't translating correctly. The settings look fine in both programs, so I don't know why it's doing it. So what I ultimately ended up doing is I switched the order that it stitches things. So for example, for the cheeks, it would start here and go across, and then it would do the dark parts of the eyes, like in the mouth, and work its way across, and then it would do the light part. But that's where I was getting the drags, was when it would jump from one color to the other. And so I just made it so that the machine has to move farther. So like it'll stitch the brown bunny's brown area, and instead of starting on his cheeks, because I was getting a new drag that wasn't there before. Don't know what the software is doing, but anyway, I made it so instead of doing this cheek, it jumps over to do this cheek. So the machine has to move over, but then it'll do all the cheeks across, and then instead of jumping to this eye, which is the closest one, it'll move back across to this eye and then work its way across. And it looks like there aren't any jumps in the software, so we'll stitch it out and see what it actually looks like. Because like here it always looks fine in Wilcom. It's when I bring it over to Melco that it looks stupid. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I like the merged ears, although I'm still getting a little bit of wrinkliness in the flat color of the bunny. So I'm curious to see if a smaller hoop will just help stabilize things better. I'll hold off playing around with it more until the new hoops arrive. I've got the table cleared off, wiped down. It's ready for product photography. And I should be cooking supper right now because Tuesday's my night to cook. But I asked Christian if he could do it just because I have so much to do for this shop update. He has been pinning pins for me today, but I need more help. And tomorrow he's cleaning the inside of my car. But you know, his workload's been a little on the light side lately since I have nothing for him to embroider. So he's doing extra favors for me. And now let's do some sticky note stamping. So I'm only doing this to the Post-it brand ones because the other ones are individually sleeved in plastic. So I'm not opening them up to stamp them. I'm just not. But these ones I will. Some of these might get stamped upside down. It's hard to tell top and bottom on tulip wreath other than where it's glued, because even the text on the back goes both ways. Oh, that one has an extra backing. Some of them do. This one's cut kind of weird. Ah! See, I'm finding them! What the heck? Okay, it doesn't look too bad. It still looks mostly red because the ink pad is loaded with red. But I figured I would just start trickling on some pink. This is actually a task I could delegate to Christian too. The nice thing about doing it this way is it has a chance to dry if they're all laid out. Oh, we have a major issue here. So I have a whole bunch of these that are miscut, and miscut badly. Like all these ones with a bunch of black running down the side are not good. There are still some good pages, but like Some of them have black along the side like that, where it's actually showing up on the front of the sticky note. Others, it seems to just be more so on the edge, or like it's so close you can't really see, but others, you really can see that black line. And I can tell which notepads are affected because they have a whole bunch of black running down the side of it. And if they're cut too far the other way, I can see some white on the other side. These ones are not as bad though, but some of them you can just see like a light stripe on the edge of the paper. Like the design doesn't go all the way to the edge. Because if it was just like a few misaligned sheets here and there, whatever. But if it's a good chunk of the pad, then that's bad. So these are definitely going to be B grades, which I did not think I would have for these. And I'm kind of nervous. I'm going to have to keep an eye out for my other boxes to see how widespread of an issue this is. Because if it's just these ones affected, whatever, I'm not going to raise a stink about it. But if a good proportion of my order is messed up, I'm going to ask for them to redo them. Which wouldn't be here in time for the shop update, but I would just have them in general. But then also, like, should I even get them to redo them? Because I have a lot of these. I've got 500 of these Post-it brand ones, and then I have 200 of the other ones for each design. I guess we'll see. I'll decide once I'm through all the sticky notes. At a glance, some of these look like they might have an issue because I can see the light stripe, but when you actually flip through them, they're pretty good. There might be one or two where I see a sliver of color not going all the way to the edge, but those I'm calling fine. So yeah, whenever I see the stripes, I start looking, quality checking each one. One benefit of checking the sides is it makes it really obvious when there is one that has two cards. And then I don't have to check them all as I lay them down on the table. Okay, that bundle I just opened up was mostly good ones. These are all the good ones. And then I had 5 bad ones, some of them with the black lines. And then this one, interestingly, was cut really low. So I immediately noticed the white top edge. So it's the first one I've seen cut like that. But that was pretty good. That's a pretty good A to B ratio. Unlike these, which was the bulk of one pack. And there's only 4 packs per design. So I still have these ones to get through, but I'm just gonna start stamping what I have out already, and then I can go through these. I don't want today to be too late of a night. I wanna be upstairs by 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Just have a little bit of unwinding time before bed, even though it's tempting to just continue this, especially since it's still so light out. The days are getting longer. I think some of the ones I already stamped are gonna be B grades by the looks of it. I gotta go back through those and quality check. Okay, after going through that stack I already did, all these stamped ones here are B grades. So a little discouraging so far. Okay, for the last batch I had to check, there were 7 B grades, and they all came at the very end. I was thinking there weren't going to be any in that batch, but there were some. I'm just going to quickly stamp these and then call it a night. And I might actually do this in my live stream tomorrow instead of the product photography. And then I can just dedicate my weekend to the photos, the editing, creating the listings, you know. And it's now Wednesday. I'm setting up for the stream. I'm moving stuff to that side of the table because this camera sees like all this side of the table. Although I'm going to swing my camera because the camera is looking down at the middle of the table. I'm going to try to swing it out a little bit so it's looking more here. And I thought I would be doing ducky embroidery tests throughout the stream, but I'm looking at it and it's looking kind of good. I might lower the stitch density in the petals. I think it's maybe a bit high. And there's like a little bit of a ripple in the face, but it's a really good start, and I tweaked it based on how I did the bunny tweaks, and so that's why it's turning out really well from the get-go. Also, I might merge the body and head back into one shape because you can't really tell that it was 2 separate shapes. The fill stitches are pretty flat, so it's not like there's any extra dimension there compared to something like this, which is a satin stitch. This is like a big column of thread. It's 6:30. The stream went well for the most part, although I did find a lot more B-grade notepads. The Luna Moths were by far the best. They had the fewest flaws, but the others did not fare so well. So for Luna Moth, it's just this stack here. That's the B grades. These ones actually are not too bad in terms of cut. There still are B grades, but these ones are real bad for the glue, the boogers as I call them. I gotta use my eraser and get this stuff off, but even then it still kind of leaves behind a bit of a stain, but it's just like weird glue residue. Why is it brown? I don't know, but it often looks like boogers. And like, look at this one. This one's awful. So I'm gonna have to spend forever trying to get this stuff off. The strawberries were atrocious. I mean, I never should have done one that had a square border to begin with, because as soon as it's cut a little bit off, it's really noticeable. But even so, a lot of times they were cut outside of the bleed, and you can see some of a different sticky note design on the side. Like these ones here, anywhere where there's light stuff, that's a different design. Kind of like how these got a bit of the strawberry got a bit of the tulip wreath, but also a little bit of the sunset on some of them. And that becomes visible on the front side of the pages for a lot of the sheets in here. And so, it's tragic. So between the miscuts and the boogers, I'm gonna see if I can get a partial refund. I don't need a full refund because a lot of them are still good, but I would say at least 50% of them are affected in some way, either by the cuts or the boogers, which is really annoying and it's taking up a lot of my time. I have a lot more left to go through. I just focused on getting them out of their packaging so I could see how many were defective. That way I would know if I needed to reach out to Vistaprint or not, and I ultimately decided I would reach out. So I did that on stream as well, but yeah, I have a bunch more to get through. All of these still need to be stamped, as well as the ones up over here. So I'm gonna work on that for the rest of the evening. It's currently 6:30. I did take a break for supper, and I'm gonna go back to working on this stuff till about 9 o'clock, because that's when Survivor starts. So I'll see how much I can get done between now and then. Ideally all of it, because I planned on being done this today, so hopefully that works out, because I got a lot left to do for this shop update. I'm so glad I picked the 9th instead of the 2nd for the shop update, because I did that to make sure the sticky notes would be here in time and the planner pads, but also just everything else. Like, everything's taking longer. I didn't think I would spend like a day and a half quality checking sticky notes and ripping boogers off of them. Plus I still have the totes to do, which, by the way, the DTF transfers came in today. A lot of stuff came in today. It was insane. So the t-shirts came in this morning before the stream started, which was a whole bunch of boxes. And then Christian ordered a couple things off Amazon and they each came separately. So that was 2 more deliveries. There were the DTF transfers. The planner pads came. And the boxes and poly mailers I ordered came. I think that might be everything, but it was just doorbell ringing constantly, running to the door. So for the shop update, I think all I'm waiting on right now is the tote bag blanks, and then also there's technically thread I'm waiting on, but that's for the next shop update. And speaking of thread, the ducky test stitching went well. I think I've got it all figured out. I really wish the center of the bow looked a little more 3D, because it is a satin stitch for the center part, but it's kind of hard to tell. So it's almost like, should I just make this one big shape? But ultimately, no, I'm going to leave it as is. But I just did a few tweaks. But doesn't this look cute, like a little square of duckies? I was saying in the stream I could almost turn this into like a little pillow or something. Although the backside does have bunnies. I'd have to try to salvage the side pieces. So yeah, just waiting on the thread, I guess. And the, oh, I guess we're also waiting on the hoops. Okay, there's still a few more things we're waiting on. Thread, hoops, tote bag blanks. And then I gotta decide if I'm ordering more hoops. Because what I could do is just get Christian to not pre-hoop the next garment, because ideally while one garment is being stitched on, you're hooping the next garment. That's why I need 4 hoops for 2 machines, but maybe I'll just hold off on buying the rest. But like, instead of buying 2 more 7-inch hoops and then 2 more of the 4x6 hoops, you just don't pre-hoop the next garment. But since they're over $200 a pop, like, let's just see if we can make it work with fewer hoops. It's 7:30. I've only gotten through this many. They're not even stamped. This is just me trying to get the stickies off of them. Okay, it's 8:45. I still have not stamped these, but I got the goopies off. So there's some I put away in here already. And then this is the remainder that was previously over here. So I'm not done. And I still have all the strawberries to go through, but nearly all of them are B grade, and I don't think they have that many goopies on them. So it should be quick. I think they're mostly goop free. Well, there's a few. My arm is so sore in my hand because like I used the eraser to get it off. Ugh. Oh my goodness. That snow is coming down. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe zoom into the, there we go. Holy. It is Thursday. I gotta wrap up the vlog here. So first of all, I got my partial refund from Vistaprint for the sticky notes, which is good. And then the tote bags, I was checking in on them. They haven't even shipped yet. I thought I would have them by now, and they haven't even shipped out. Because it's 1 day shipping, like express 1 business day. So whenever it does ship, I will probably get it the following day. But I'm just getting nervous, especially with the weekend looming. So I don't know if the totes are actually going to be part of this shop update. I guess I have a bunch of black blanks. Not all of them, but I have 2/3 of them here. But the colorful ones I don't have. So then there's the question of, do I just put up the black ones and the colorful ones go up later? Maybe. Because it would be nice to get some out. So yeah, there likely will be totes, but not the colorful two-tone ones. Unless they arrive. There's still a chance. I do plan on getting up a Monday video, so that'll be the last update, because the shop update's on Tuesday. So I may or may not have answers for you in the Monday vlog. Because otherwise they're just getting pushed to the next shop update, which was the original plan. The totes weren't even supposed to be part of this update, but I was like, there's time, let's do it. Maybe there's not time. Also, because I mean, there would have been time if I ordered them earlier. I kind of forgot about them for a while. I should have ordered them a week earlier. They'll be out when they're out. But I'm ending this vlog here. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And for Kelsey, 3 little ducky stickers. 2 of the strawberry stickers.